Well, beloveds, Jesus has just finished blessing the people that no one expected to be blessed. The poor in spirit, those who mourn, the meek, the peacemakers, those who are weary from doing what is right and tired of swimming upstream. And before anyone can respond, before anyone can ask a question, before anyone can say, "Surely you don't mean us," Jesus looks at them and says, "You are the salt of the earth. You are the light of the world." No, not you should be, not try harder to become, not someday when you're more faithful. You are. And that is both deeply comforting and quietly unsettling, because salt and light are not private things. In Jesus' world, salt was not decorative. It was precious. It preserved food in a world without refrigeration. It purified what had gone bad. It kept life from decaying. Salt mattered. Not because it was admired, not because it was used. Salt has no purpose by itself, my friends. Its value comes only when it is poured out for the sake of something else. And Jesus says, that is who you are. Which means faith was never meant to be hoarded, never meant to be self-protective, never meant to stay safely contained. You know, no one has ever said, "Wow, that salt shaker is so inspiring." No, salt fulfills its calling only when it disappears into the life of the world. Jesus even warns that salt can lose its saltiness. You know, the word that Matthew uses here, saltiness, actually means to become foolish. Not weak, not imperfect, but disconnected from its purpose. Faith does not lose its power because we struggle. Faith loses its power when it forgets love, mercy, and justice. Or as Dietrich Bonhoeffer once said, the church is the church only when it exists for others. So I wonder, my friends, where in your life are you already being salt for someone else? Perhaps quietly, perhaps without recognition. And where might God be inviting you to step out of the shaker and into the world as it actually is? Well, Jesus shifts the image here. You now are the light of the world. Now we need to remember, darkness in the ancient world, my friends, was not romantic. It was dangerous. When night fell, it was truly dark back then. To light a lamp meant to create safety, to create direction, to create life. Light does not exist to draw attention to itself. Life exists so that others can see clearly. Jesus does not say, "Let your light shine so people will admire you." He says, so that they may see your good works and give glory to your Father in heaven. You see, your light is not about performance. It is about transparency. And Rowan Williams puts it, holiness is not about standing out. It is about being transparent to God. And if we're honest, I think this is the part that can make us nervous. Because to be seen is to be vulnerable, and that's scary, isn't it? And many of us, well, we would prefer to follow Jesus quietly from a tasteful distance without being perceived. But light cannot hide and remain light. So let me ask you gently, what parts of your life are already glowing with God's grace? In what light have you been tempted to hide? Not because it's not holy, but because it feels tender. And then, just when Jesus has us nodding along, he raises the stakes. Do not think I have come to abolish the law or the prophets. This really mattered deeply for Matthew's community back then. They were living under the destruction of the temple. They were navigating conflict, rupture, and loss. And they were asking themselves, has God changed? Have we betrayed our tradition? Is faith still possible after everything has fallen apart? Jesus' words here, they are not scolding, my friends. They are pastoral reassurance for us. God has not changed. The story is not broken. It is being fulfilled even today. To fulfill the law does not mean to discard it. It means to live it fully. Jesus does not replace obedience with belief. He replaces shallow rule keeping with transformed hearts. And then he says, unless your righteousness exceeds that of the scribes and Pharisees. Now, my friends, this is not an insult to say that, because the Pharisees, they were very well respected. They were serious about faith. They sought to live God's justice in everyday life, which means Jesus is saying love must go deeper than even sincere rule keeping. Or as Augustine of Hippo reminds us, love God and do what you will. Because when love truly leads, my friends, justice will follow. So, who are the salt and light of the world? Well, Jesus has already told us they are the ones that he blessed. The humble, the grieving, the gentle, the mercy makers, the peacemakers, those who have suffered for doing what is right. And still, they refuse to harden their hearts. This sermon, my friends, is not about heroic Christians. It is about ordinary people just like you and me, who choose presence over numbness, tenderness over fear, love over withdrawal. My friends, this world does not need louder religion. It needs truer love. So my question here is not, are you righteous enough? Jesus' question asks you this: where are you already salt? And where are you tempted to stay safely in the shaker? Where is your light already shining? And where are you hiding it out of fear? God is not asking you to be perfect. God is asking you to be present. And that, my beloveds, is how the world is seasoned. This is how the darkness learns it is not winning. Amen.